As we approach the new year, it's a good time for a spring clean. Hi, welcome back to St Blazey Model World. Well, I hope you all got some nice gifts for Christmas. I certainly did, and I'm very lucky. But of course, while we concentrate on the new gifts, perhaps it's also a good time to remember the models that we already have. And, like everything else in our life, they need a clean. And, let's face it, in the times that we're living in, cleaning has never been more important. So, first of all, let's start with our baseboards, dioramas, model railway layouts and anything else that our models might actually sit on or travel on. This is my test track and you've all seen it before. End gauge nearest the camera, 00 gauge furthest from the camera, and I use this for testing locomotives and also for developing ideas on scenery. And it's going to feature in a couple of upcoming videos in the new year, so we'll look forward to those. So what can we do with cleaning our dioramas and baseboards? Well, by far my most invaluable tool for cleaning is a new paintbrush that I've never used for painting, and I keep it for cleaning. And we can simply brush away dirt and debris from our area of diorama and get it hoovered up once we've finished. But of course, that really only accounts for a certain amount of what we can do. I've got here a Pico track rubber. You're all familiar with these. Marmite, I know. Some people swear by them, others hate them. They've never let me down, that's all I can say. And all you need to do with these is put them on the track surface, rub, you'll hear the abrasion taking place, and that will ensure that you have good conductivity on your rails. And quite often I'm brought locomotives from various people and they say it won't run. I don't ever have a problem with them, and quite often we find that the problem actually is the track and not the train. So, Pico track rubber is very cheap to buy, as is of course a paintbrush that's, to all intents and purposes, it's a disposable item. I never bother to buy good quality ones for this type of work. Well, clearly a Pico track rubber isn't going to help with this. It's a model coach and it's been on the display shelf for quite some time, and I'm sure that it has accumulated dust. In fact, that I can see it has with the naked eye, even if the camera hasn't picked it up. So again, paintbrush first, and all you need to do really is to just work it over the surface of the vehicle or the model, and that will remove any surface dust. It's a very easy step, and it helps preserve not only the look of the model, but of course its value as well. The other thing that we can do is to give our model a wipe down, and for this I use J-cloths. I'm not quite sure if you have these across the pond, they probably exist with a different name. Cheap to buy, disposable items. And all I've got on here is some warm water and nothing else, and we just give that a rub over, and that will remove any dirt and grime that our paintbrush has failed to pick up. If your models do live in a display case, while you've got them out for cleaning, it's also a good time to use one of our cloths just to give the shelf a wipe down that the models sit on, and perhaps the back area as well, and the underside of the shelf above. And I know that you can buy all sorts of special cleaning products for wood, plastics, metal, glass. It doesn't matter what your display case is. Simply giving it a wipe over with a damp cloth will improve it no end, whether or not you go on to use special cleaning products. Now, when it comes to our model trains, we can apply exactly the same principles. Work over with a dry paintbrush first to remove any sort of surface dust and debris that might have accumulated, and a wipe over with a cloth. And just while our coach dries in the background there, That's what this damp cloth with just plain water on it, that's what it brought off of that coach, that 00 gauge coach. So you can see it really is worth doing, and it's especially important to clean your model if it's going to get a rework of some sort, because you don't want to be working dust and dirt into your finished project. There is just one more thing I'd like to say about cleaning models, and it's particularly appropriate and I feel necessary, of course, in the times that we are living in. Lots of model collectors buy items second hand, either through internet auction sites or at swap meets or even at car boot sales if you're lucky to find something that you like. Please do not take for granted that that model that you've purchased is going to be clean, let alone sterile. And I think in the times that we're living in, it's absolutely vital that you apply some hand sanitizer to anything that you've purchased, because you really have no idea what microorganisms are living on that object. And it might sound a bit overkill and over the top, but the numbers around the world speak for themselves, and I think it's an important tip. Okay, that's it for this one. Short one, but there's going to be a couple of short ones coming up, I'll warn you now. Sorry to disappoint, but there we are. You're going to see this coach again. It's going to get a bit of a rework and an improvement, and that's going to be the subject of one video that will be coming out shortly. The other video that's on the way very soon is I'm talking a little bit about track space and design of a baseboard in a bit more detail, because if you've seen my last few videos, you'll know that I'm reworking my Baseboard 1 in quite a big way, and that led me to think a little bit more about what we ought to consider in the first place. So look out for those, they'll be on the way very soon. I'd like to take this opportunity to wish you all a happy, but more importantly, a safe new year. That's it for this one. Take care. Bye now from St. Blazey Model World.